Hey there, this is Danny B, and welcome back to Danny B Needs a Minute, where I take my time to discuss everything that's happening in the world of NASCAR. I say it might be a minute, but it's probably going to be multiple minutes, so bear with me. You can find me here on YouTube, and I'm also on Twitter at Danny B Talks, and you will not find me on Reddit. Let's begin. Alright, let's begin with the first bit of news I saw here, as we now see that 5 DGR trucks will be competing this weekend, including Dylan Lupton in the number 5 truck, as Shreddy Life has actually stepped up to sponsor him in the final 2 races of the Gander Outdoors Truck Series races. Pretty cool to see this guy still finding ways to get to the Speedway. Interesting article came out this week as Hailie Deegan said that she's actually finding it difficult to find sponsorship for next year, which caught many off. Many thought that she would have no issues with this. But according to her, she was on the Skinner Roundup on Sirius XM NASCAR radio this week, and to her words, she said that people think it's easy. They think, oh, you get media, you get attention, you get sponsors, and it's really not that easy. Hailie Deegan said that even with all of her popularity, she is still finding it difficult to find sponsorship. Here's one that I don't think many people really saw out there public that much, but even though Tony Stewart is already in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, it actually saw that he was now inducted into the Texas Motorsports Hall of Fame while in Texas over the weekend. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now he's in another Hall of Fame of racing. Real quick, before I proceed too much further, I want to go ahead and say this. You'll want to go ahead and watch the NASCAR Weekly podcast tonight, Wednesday, November 6th, and you'll specifically want to make sure you're watching towards the very end of it, because we're going to have a very special announcement of a must-see guest, and you'll just have to find out by watching the NASCAR Weekly podcast. And here's some news as we are in the middle of silly season right now, as Joe Gibbs Racing has announced that Riley Herbst will officially be full-time in the number 18 Xfinity Series ride in 2020. With this being said, I don't know what Kyle Busch may run in if he decides to run in at all in the Xfinity Series for Joe Gibbs Racing. Maybe bring back his 54 car? It looks as though Christmas has come early, as Brad Keselowski has unveiled his Miller Lite Christmas Edition paint scheme for ISM Raceway this weekend. It's blue and it's full of snow and snowflakes and Miller Lite, and it just looks like an overall fun Christmas adventure. And I just gotta say this, Miller Lite paint schemes look so much better in blue in my opinion. Here's an interesting story. Shortly after the announcement that Roger Penske had bought out Indianapolis Motor Speedway, well, Indianapolis Motor Speedway and Energy Systems Network have announced that they will have a 2-year, $1 million prize competition that will culminate in a head-to-head high-speed autonomous vehicle race on October 23rd, 2021 around the Speedway's famed 2.5-mile oval. What does this mean? This means that multiple college universities are going to be teaming up to take on each other in an autonomous Indy Lights car race around this facility. That means literally a driverless car, and these guys are going to be setting up these cars to go in a big race. This was not something I expected to see just a few days ago, and I think this is a great idea. You know, it's not going to be leading to any kind of big, driverless racing series in my opinion, but this will be a great opportunity for these kids in college to succeed in this. I'm looking forward to this. Indy's not that far away, and that might be a cool thing to go see in a couple years. And here's a couple of updates in the truck series. There will be a new driver in number 20 for the last 2 races of the year, as late model driver Colby Howard will be debuting in the number 20 for Young's Motorsports. And while he is still in the middle of a fantastic year, proving a lot of people wrong as he's outperformed many people's expectations, even scoring 3 wins so far, and he's looking to go into the Championship 4 in the Truck Series, Austin Hill has announced that he has extended his contract into 2020, and it does appear that United Rentals will be increasing their sponsorship in primary races. Alright, and as we roll into Phoenix this weekend, I want to go ahead and give a full rundown of the point standings for the Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series, looking at who is looking to go into the Championship 4 for all 3 series, as this weekend will be their last chance to make it in. At this point, it's win or that's your season. It's it. That's over. For the Truck Series, we don't have anyone who has automatically secured a spot in the Championship 4 for Miami, as the last 2 winners of the Truck Series have been non-playoff drivers in Todd Gillen and Spencer Boyd. So going into Phoenix, the top 4 is Brett Moffitt, Stuart Friesen, Ross Chastain, and Austin Hill. Austin Hill has a 9-point advantage over Matt Crafton, which would be the cutoff line, and Tyler Ankrum is 15 points back behind Austin Hill. So right now we have a very tight playoff cutoff line for the Truck Series. It's going to get interesting. This is your chance. If Tyler Ankrum can go out there and get the win, then he'll be the upset. He'll go on up into the Championship 4. But if Matt Crafton does the same, he'll do it. If something bad happens to Austin Hill, then that might be his season. Same can be said for Ross Chastain in this case. He's only got a 20-point advantage over Matt Crafton. So good luck to the guys of the Truck Series. Now as for the Xfinity Series, Christopher Bell is the only driver to lock himself into the Championship 4 in Miami so far, but it's safe to say that Cole Custer is probably going to be fine, and so will Tyler Reddick. Cole Custer has a 52-point advantage, and Tyler Reddick has a 36-point advantage. They'd have to have a seriously bad day at Phoenix in order for that to go wrong. However, Justin Allgaier is currently sitting as the 4th person to go to Miami, with Chase Briscoe being 18 points below the cutoff line, Michael Annett being 28 points below the cutoff line, and Austin Cindric and Noah Gragson are essentially going to be knocked out of it. Austin Cindric has a 31-point disadvantage, and Noah Gragson has a 47-point disadvantage. So as of right now, it does look as though the big three of the Xfinity Series are going to be good, and the veteran Justin Allgaier may be there to spoil the party at Miami. Now, as for the Cup Series, right now it looks as though we may actually see the same exact championship 4 that we saw a year ago at Miami, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this would be the first time that the exact same 4 from the previous year would end up in Miami. We've actually seen several occasions where Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Busch were in the championship 4 along with another person, but I think this would be the first time that the same 4 would be in it back-to-back years. As of right now, Martin Truex Jr. and Kevin Harvick have locked themselves into Miami, and right now, Kyle Busch and Joey Logano would take up those final 4 spots. Denny Hamlin is currently sitting 20 points below the cutoff line, Ryan Blaney sits 23 points below the cutoff line, Kyle Larson also sits 23 points below the cutoff line, and Chase Elliott, man, 78 points below the cutoff line. For these 4 guys, specifically Chase Elliott, it's win or that's your season. And I don't know. I see this being the same 4 we have in there currently. I think it's going to be a repeat of last year's championship 4. And if it is, this would be the first year that we have a guaranteed 2-time champion coming up in a long time. No one besides Jimmy Johnson holds more than 1 championship currently. And if this is the same championship 4 we see, that will change. So good luck to all the competitors as they get ready to take on ISM Raceway and try to lock themselves into the championship 4 at Miami. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to my good friend Griffin Spear, as it is confirmed from a while back when they announced that Plan B Sales and Brett Moffitt will be partnering up to get Griffin Spear's brother's name onto Brett Moffitt's truck. Griffin Spear will be indeed there at the racetrack, and he'll be on the pit box for Brett Moffitt, so that's awesome. Glad to see that all went through. And while I've still got a few more of my Danny B minutes left in me, let's go ahead and discuss what's going to be happening for the weather conditions at Phoenix this weekend, and it's time for Danny B weather. Alright, so long story short here, it was kind of cold at Texas last weekend. Well, it's not going to be that way for Phoenix. It's going to be pretty dang hot. Friday we have a high of 88 and a low of 60. Saturday we have a high of 87 and a low of 61. Sunday we have a high of 86 and a low of 58. All 3 days a 0% chance of precipitation, maybe just partly cloudy on Sunday. It's going to be hot. Make sure you come prepared, drink lots of water, wear sunscreen, but most importantly, have fun. It's a NASCAR race. And that'll do it for Danny B Needs a Minute. Thank you so much for letting me discuss NASCAR, and you can go. You're dismissed. That'll do it. Bye.